Howdy, friends. This is another episode of Story Time. This one, I'm going to feel foolish telling you this one, but hey, what the heck? I do share my life at times for way more than most people, but I kind of made a pact, with myself a long time ago. I'm going to just share my life before I kick the bucket, if you know what I mean. That's the expiration date. So this is really, some people are going to have fun with this one. A lot of people going to do a lot of digging. I don't know. I haven't even tried to dig, um, but lately I've been under a lot of stress, a lot of financial stress. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. And so when that happens, like I tend to have a lot of nightmares when I sleep, and some of them are just BS crazy. And so last night was one of those nights. So once again, I'm gonna, you know, any new viewers, anybody that hasn't watched, my story in the past, um, this is like a crunch week for me. It's like some things need to happen, so I've been trying to, make that happen. But I'd say the last 3 nights in a row, I've had some like strange. Sometimes you have strange dreams. Sometimes they're like nightmares, and like I don't know how to classify this one. I guess this one would classify as a nightmare. Um, so I'm gonna. It's weird. Sometimes you remember dreams or nightmares vividly. Sometimes you don't remember much, and I just remember the bits and pieces of what caused me to break a toe. So I'm temporarily living. Hopefully, it's not a long term thing. Living here at my mom's house. She has a spare bedroom with a bed. I do not sleep in that. Nobody will understand why. There's a little bit of drama that every time I go in that room, it reminds me of drama. So I've chosen not to um, be a transient living in that room part time. So now that I'm here almost full time at my mother's residence, um, like a lot of my furniture is shoved in this one room. It was basically a bedroom, but it was set up when her husband was alive and everything. It was like their office. So there is no bed in there. There's a lot of like book, what you call it, these bookshelves, curio cat, and whatever you call these things. But so there's a ton of furniture in there. And basically, what I've been doing, and I actually usually sleep pretty well, believe it or not, but I've been sleeping on the floor. And it's a very close quartered area. And I've actually been doing okay, better than I ever thought I would be. I expected, to have back problems sleeping on the floor. And it's basically like a carpeted, little bit of a carpeted area floor, but it's not very wide. It's 36 inches wide at max between the closet door and all the furniture and all that. And then, so um, it's 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 nothing sexy. Trust me that. But I've been sleeping okay. But the last few nights I've had these nightmares. So what I remember about this dream slash nightmare last night is I would have to classify it more as a nightmare. I don't remember what led up to it, like in my head and all that. But basically, I was in a battle with some people, and I was outnumbered. And it was like 3 or 4 to 1, and I was like just just trying to stay alive. And I remember flipping somebody over. Somebody attacked me. I flipped them over, and then I remember um, the one part of this story. I remember I kicked. I remember vividly kicking the one guy in the face. Like he was down, but these people were trying to off me. So I remember kicking this guy in the face as hard as I could. Well, I actually did that in my it was so real in my brain that I did my leg. I've never done this before that I recall. I don't know. Usually I used to sleep on a queen size bed, so I don't think I'd ever know the final results. But I felt it last night. I kicked as hard as I could in the middle of this dream, but when I kicked this this chest drawer that I had sitting like standing upright by the end of where I was laying. It would be on my left side. So I kicked with my right foot as hard as I could, trying to prevent my demise from these attackers. And in the meantime, I broke my big toe. So I'm like, all right, I think this is didn't feel good. I've been hobbling all day long. I broke my pinky toe years ago, and it took forever because I was always working on my feet. So I know that's people are going to diagnose that and try and say, well, it meant this or this, that, whatever. I don't know. Am I fighting off my demons or whatever? But I've always heard in a dream or a nightmare that if you expire in that you actually in real life you never wake up. I don't know how they determine that. How do you interview somebody after a nightmare where they don't wake up? I don't know how. There's smarter people out there than me, obviously, as y'all know. But so it was crazy. That's the only bit I remember is fighting off these attackers. I don't know why they were attacking me subconsciously. There might be a reason. I'm just thinking it's money related. I don't know, but it's like weird. 3 nights in a row, I've had crazy dreams, and like when that happens, it does go in cycles. So like when I go to bed at night, sometimes I'm afraid to try and lay down to be tranquil like a normal person because you're fearing these crazy dreams again. But that was the first time that I have ever known that I, literally tried to kick somebody in the face in a dream. And I kicked so hard because I was fighting for my survival in that dream, that nightmare, that I broke my big toe on my right foot. So that's like, I know Shrink would have a field day with me, but they don't work for free. So just thought I'd share that, and, I'll probably eventually get around to, there's always different meanings of dreams. I did a little research in the past, like something about snakes means one thing, fear of bridges. I've always had, when I was really young, I had a lot of nightmares about bridges, like specifically the Dell Memorial Bridge. But there's all these different meanings of dreams, allegedly. So anyway, with that, that's my story time. I do believe it's episode 68. I could be off by 1 or 2, but that's how I broke my big toe on my right foot. Just trying to catch some Z's. Peace out, folks. We'll talk to you another time. And maybe you're laughing, maybe you're crying. I don't know. Hopefully things get better. Always remember, know your legal limits.